As you reach to push open the heavy door, the coils and whirls of engraved wood dance into a new pattern. The semblance of a face arises, a face that seems to look right through you.
Why are you here? Tell me, and mind that you tell me true.
Silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle. Worryingly closer, you hear some kind of a moan. Time passes. At last, the lips on the door creak open and the door speaks.
Enter.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the whirls swirl back into a floral pattern. A loud metallic click can be heard from deep within.
Ryker lives well, it seems. Pity the location's so undesirable.
Striking language. Smart writing is a forgotten art. A visitor. Such a rare and exquisite pleasure.
The elf tilts his head backwards, but his squinted eyes don't stray from yours.
Call me Ryker. Please, do avail yourself of my creature comforts. You've surely come a long way.
He grins and waves his hand dismissively.
Nothing to be concerned with, I assure you. Mere husks. I enjoy living grandly. I know these aren't ordinary servants, but I prefer the extraordinary. There is no pleasure in mediocrity. Don't you agree, Godwoken? Don't be so naive. My doors only open on the occasion of truth. What you admit to them, you admit to me. I also see you are not yet whole.
He presses a slender forefinger against his tight lips and hums.
I'm not a generous man, but I could give you what you seek if you offer something in return. A completely fair exchange between sorcerers. Let's not be so secretive, my dear. You're dying to show off those smoldering talents of yours. You just don't know how to handle them. I can help you with that. I can share my bond with the source with you, fill your well to the brim, make you a master. The rest of the story, well, it's yours to write. You must go to the Black Pits. There's a cavern there. In it, you'll find a stone tablet of considerable value.
He points to the location on your map.
Bring it to me.
Dizziness. It lasts just a moment, but long enough for you to feel Zorstis's presence. You hear no words, yet understand. It's imperative you accept Ryker's bargain. The episode passes. Ryker is peering at you intently. He awaits your reply.
It's a miracle of the ancients. Priceless, really, and powerful enough to draw the Magister's attentions. I won't bore you with further detail. Suffice it to say, it is safer in my hands than in theirs. Oh, but heading to the Black Pits would mean tangling with more Magisters, and they're such a nuisance. I like keeping my hands clean, you see.
Ryker's lips stretch and his cheeks bulge, but you couldn't rightly call his unusual grimace a smile.
I'm a man of taste, as you no doubt see. A relic this significant would make an incredible addition to my collection. Don't deny an old elf his simple pleasures. A promise you'd best fulfill.
Ryker bows his head deeply.
Then you'll have the power you seek, if not the power that trumps it. There will always be one greater, you know. Now please, don't let me keep you. Tarquin. Ah, That must be the fellow I found snooping in unwanted places. There are some types, deceitful types, that don't deserve to be among a place of such treasure. He doesn't appreciate what the dead can do for us, my friend.
He turns the back of his hand towards you and waves it back and forth, nudging you away.
Do be sure to see yourself out. These tomes demand my attention.
I've spotted something.
Kin, you speak to Cure, hatched from the egg of Zora. It pleases Cure to speak to lizards once more. But why does a dragonkin leave the ancient empire? Why does a dragonkin come to such a dark place?
You stare in shock. It's speaking perfect old tongue. You'd have no idea what it was saying if you weren't well versed in the Empire's ancient texts.
A celestial champion. Cure expects nothing less from a kin. Our old master would be proud. Has the Empire fallen so far? The old master would never have allowed such folly.
The lizard hisses dismissively.
All apes look alike. They dress in black, but come in all shapes. Tall humans, stunted dwarves, creatures that stink of death. All that is known is they arrived with gold and left with the promise that people will die. Cure's old master taught Cure. Consul Zara, esteemed lizard consul, was the most prestigious master. Until the elf killed Consul Zara.
The lizard lets out a low, rumbling hiss.
Killed Zara for gold. Then he stole Zara's chest and stole Cure away.
The lizard's tongue flickers, a wry grin spreading across its snout.
The elf could not open it. Its magic was beyond the creature. In a rage, it was thrown into the graveyard's eternal flames, where it burned. And burns still. My master's magic is powerful, and it will never fail. The chest sits safely burning until the eternal flames wither.
The lizard's eyes, cold, search your face for a moment.
Cure has hoped to keep his master's secrets until the end of time. But it is right that a kin of your majesty should know. If you can douse the fire, good prince, sing these words. The chest will open for you like a cracked egg. Honor the memory of Cure's master. She deserves nothing less.
At first glance, the spirit seems much like its host, hollow, detached, yet in its eyes you see something more ominous, something not apparent before. Agony. The spirit nods, and its face grows even more tortured. It is trapped. By what or by whom, you cannot say.
Spirits as haunted as the graveyard it roams.
The chest before you is wreathed in flame, but doesn't seem to be actually burning. The flames dance above the ancient pictograms depicting lizards and the ancient empire. You lean in to examine the images further, but are driven back by the intense heat of the flames. The masked creature grunts 3 times at the sight of you. It reaches its arm out. Clasped in its hand is a crumpled parchment. You take the page, and the servant returns to its hollow existence.
Blessed be Zara's memory.
The chest before you is covered in old ancient empire pictograms. You consider trying to find some lockpicks in your bag, but looking at the chest, you don't see any keyhole. You hear a deep rumbling from inside the chest, and a voice emerges. It hisses and clicks at you in the old tongue, your people's ancient language.
This chest recognizes Consul Zara as master. Speak her words or return me to the flames.
With a quiet click, the lid of the chest swings open.
Hello, lizard lady.
The little boy beside her looks at you. He picks his nose.
Hello, ugly. Cool. How did you know that? Lizard, have you seen our friend Joe?
Tell them the truth about Joe. They have to grow up sometime.
The truth hurts, but they'll get over it.
Telling them can't do any good at all. They don't need to know.
The horror grows on their little faces.
No, that's a horrible thing to say. I bet it wasn't Joe. I bet it was someone else's leg in that icky shark.
She bursts into tears. Ben looks from you to her and back again, then starts crying too. After a moment, the crying subsides. Ben and Harriet snuggle into you.
So where's Joe?
They look puzzled, but the little boy seems to accept the idea.
I think we should go home. Come on, Ben. Thank you, lizard lady. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, lizard.
They skip away, still children, but now, somehow, older than before.
Like a torn aside fire, cold and poison. But wide woken. God knows what will stop that beast.
Back again, eh? Looking for... It's free to look. Just don't touch their travels, friend.
Together, Reed. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. Glad to see you well. Anything more?
Your fish stinks of the board. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
Not in any mood to talk about it. The kind that don't fancy starving along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Rolf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your tongue, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar. Until later, then.
Come over. Not like you're buying anything. Back again, eh? Looking for anything in particular? Have it your way.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination.
Have you anything that will protect against bulls like that? Cold steel it is.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against
Keeping it
the
together, Bree.
Empire.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The Voidwoken are everywhere.
Keeping it
Thank
together,
the
Bree.
Divine you're here to protect us.
I'm all right.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers. Culprits still at large.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Wolf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Dallas. Get that sorcerer.